Okay.
And my name is Lion Felicita Opata. I'll be moderating this meeting. Like our notification that was sent out, noted, this is an interactive session with our aspirant and our candidates for the position of Second Vice District Governor, Lion Charles Itu, MJF, NLCF. Now, this is just a forum for him to tell us his aspirations, his vision, and his plan for our great district. And in the course of the session, we will give him time to express himself, and we'll also have a question and answer session where he will take questions and and he's going to, of course, answer those questions on things pertaining to our district. All right, the Lions activities and the Leo program at large. Okay, so once again, you're welcome. Thank you for honoring our invitation. It's, I appreciate your effort. We are not going to waste your time. We'll try as much as we can to make it more engaging and fruitful for everyone so that whatever time you spend here will not be lost. Okay? So welcome once again. This is the campaign team of Lion Charles Itu. Team Charles Itu. Itu Tutumbom. Okay, yes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead to mute everybody, okay, so that we will have, a smooth flow of conversation. All right, is that okay by everybody?
All right, all right, it's okay. All right.
And after that, I'm going to, leave the floor open for our candidates to, introduce himself and make his intentions known. Thank you, my lions.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Lion Charles Okwa Itu, MJF, NLCF, and I'm in the race for Second Vice District Governor, District 44A2, Nigeria. I know that, some of you already know me, but I'll just take a minute to reintroduce myself, okay? I'm a Lion from Calabar, Canaan City Lions Club. And besides that, I've been an active Lion for well over 10 years. I've held very active and very key positions in the district. I started off as a secretary. Next year I was a president. Next year I was Campus Quest stroke Calabar Carnival chairperson. The next year I was a chairperson-elect. Next year I was zone chairperson. Next year I was another chairperson, and next year I was region chairperson. After that, I was nominated to be the MB convention chairperson, Calabar 2018. Right after that, I was the LCIF coordinator for our district. That's a position I cherish so much and something I'm doing alongside with being a candidate for Second Vice District Governor for the district. I'll go straight to the point. I know we all have limited time. I feel the need for me to do this at this point because it's sad that we couldn't do all the campaign visits we intended to do because of obvious reasons, COVID-19 and all that. I remember we had to cancel our Port Harcourt visit painfully because of the emergence of the coronavirus pandemic. We couldn't go to Abuja and some other major cities. So this is just a little way we're trying to see how we can use technology to bridge that gap, to see how I can still communicate, share with you my aspiration, and then of course answer questions you may have to ask me. Any true leader should always be ready to engage his audience, should not be tired of tireless communication. So I'll go straight to the point. I've broken down what I intend to do into 5 simple points, 5 simple units. Of course, the first one is service. Our dream, our goal, our vision as the Lions Club is to be the leader, the global leader in community development and humanitarian service. Okay? We have to offer great service. We're known for service. We're knights of service. Without service, nothing else we do matters. We're the largest service organization in the whole world. about 1.4223 million lions as at today. And it's important that we take our time, to talk about service. Service is our priority, okay? And not just service. We need to always... Hello? Are you following me?
Yes, we are.
All right, beautiful. Beautiful. So, right about service, okay, we need to offer great service. My campaign team and I define great service as, service, at the speed of thought and with a heart of compassion. Yes, it's possible. It's possible to do so many projects at the same time, okay? It's possible if with proper project management, we can touch the lives of so many people at the same time. These projects don't need to be heavy and capital intensive. We can do little things, okay, that will touch people and meet people at the point of their needs. But first of all, before you engage in any project, you have to do a community needs assessment. There's no need taking a project to anywhere if you don't go about doing your reconnaissance survey and finding out what exactly that community needs. You see, as Lions, we say, where there's a need, there's a lion, okay? Besides this, we live in challenging times. Fundraising and finance for our projects is going to be key. It's going to be a major challenge. There are ways I've put forward. We're going to do fundraising. And let me remind you, since this COVID-19 pandemic, we've seen a flush. We've seen so much giving. Giving has been at its peak this period. What does that mean? That means people will identify with you if you are passionate about a project that they can identify with. So that's key, okay? Besides this, we need to do very visible projects. One of the reasons Calabar, this is only my opinion, Calabar is doing well when it regards Lionism, is because we have a visible project, which is the park, the Lions Park, which was done and commissioned so many years ago. We need to export this to every major town that we have Lions Club in our districts. And that's very possible. Already, we're thinking about, building a secretariat for the Lions Club district. And it's possible. We can get land from government, we can put resources together. We can find the way to bring people together to build a secretariat. Besides this, you remember we have an theater project in Abuja? Yeah, that project was initiated by our district. Although it's now the multiple council project. We can support that project. We can bring our resources together and ensure that that project sees the light of day. Already, even as a service team, even as a campaign team, we've done quite some projects. I'm sure our host will be nice to show us, some of the things we've done, within the past 3 months, within the past 2 months. We've engaged in so much service. We've tried to touch lives of people who are suffering hunger through this pandemic. We've done an Easter food basket. We put up billboards in Calabar, put up in Akwa Ibom State. We've done hand washing events where we still had, give out, arms and give out resources to people. We've done all this because this is just the tip of the iceberg. This is just to show what we can do and to promise that we will do a lot more when we're elected into office. Okay? Besides this, I think this is a time for clubs to do joint projects. We can collaborate. We can twin to do projects. And it's key at this point. You see, a lot of things are going to change post-COVID-19. So we have to be ready, we have to be creative, and we have to be ready to take on all the challenges that will come along with it. Next, I want to talk about innovation. Innovation is key. Why innovation? Innovation is simply doing something a different way. Someone defined madness as doing something the same way and expecting a different result. Okay? We need to start learning to think outside the box. It's time, yes. And one of the major proposals I'm bringing to the table, I want to create an application for our district. Wow, you think that's far-fetched? Not at all. I've built it before, we can do it again. An app that can run on Google Play Store and also run on the App Store. What this app could do for us, it could do so much. It could help us, support online payments for club dues and even our district dues. That's one of the issues we're having in our Lions Club. It could help us, celebrate our members' social diaries, make sure it keeps track of people's birthdays. It can also help us host our directory. We don't need to do our directory on paper anymore, print on paper. And guess what? That would reduce the amount, of district dues that clubs have to pay to the district. Okay? This app can be integrated into our website. Our website is going to be functional and very interactive. There is no publicity. There is nothing else you can do to run an administration without a website. Once you don't have a website is like a landing page. Once you don't have a website, your efforts, I won't say they're futile, but they can't be very, very effective. So now let's go to membership. We don't need new members. I repeat myself. We don't need new members. We need more quality members. That's the real problem. We have so many members, we can't say all of them are quality members. How would I define a quality member? A quality member is someone who is paying his dues and who has a heart for service. And that's the truth. That is what we need more in the Lions Club. As long as we're doing membership recruitment, we also have to do retention. Retention simply means closing the back door. We can't keep going out to market, do great publicity, and we're not thinking about how our members are faring, whether they're satisfied, whether they like to stay in our club, whether our meetings are interesting. We need to think about these things. Also, there are 3 or 4 major sources we can get new members from. One of them I'd like to, in my year as district governor, we're going to really support and actively support the New Voices initiative. Yes, we need to compliment our women. We need to tell their story. We need to make sure, we need to vote for gender parity. It's right. If we want to grow as a district, if we want to grow as Lions, if we want to be fulfilled as Lions, we need to, step up our game, step up the ante, and make sure that we wholly support New Voices. Another area is the area of our Leos. Some of our Leos, sorry to say, are not making good Lions. We need to actively encourage our Leos and ensure that these people grow up to be good Lions. What do? We need to, when you talk about Leos, people are quick to say empowerment, skill empowerment and all that. I'll beg to differ a little, okay? We need more of motivational, more of empowerment training for our Leos. We need to teach them to realize their full and adequate potential. Miles Monroe said something. The richest place is the cemetery. On lived dreams, people who never reach their potentials, wasted ideas and all that. We can turn and churn our Leos to be better leaders for tomorrow. In fact, the X generation is our only hope of a better future. We need to nurture these guys, encourage them, and make sure we give them all the skills they need, all the advice, all the encouragement via training. And that's very key. Besides life skills training and all other kinds of training, we need to get ourselves vested in Lions training. Okay? Lions training is key. If we don't, a knowledgeable Lion, is a better Lion. When we train people, we get them better equipped for service because it always translates to greater service. When people are trained, when Lion members are trained, their clubs become better, okay? And also our district improves because then we see greater service. You can't call yourself a Lion and you're not knowledgeable in the things that make you a Lion. So that's very key. Also, we need to start looking at specialty clubs where people who share a common passion, okay, can translate it to service. We can bring them into a club. There's already one in Uyo. I know there's one coming up in Calabar. They're calling it the Blue Circle Club. The one in Uyo is about nurses. There's one I even, we had before now. Aba Metropolitan Lions Club. It's a club that is predominantly made of lawyers. Okay? We need to do more of specialty clubs. And that's a challenge I'm sure that we can actually handle. We can do that. Next, I want to talk about PR and Marcoms. What is PR? PR is simply the image we hold in the eye of the public, all publics. Marcom is simply marketing communications. We can do a lot better. Since we started this campaign, if you notice, I'll challenge you, go to Instagram, go to Facebook, go to, and just, do hashtag District 4482. You see how well we have promoted our district. just within three months. What does that tell us? We're not doing enough, on social media. We're not doing enough PR and marketing. Now, this is always my challenge. We can always start with free marketing. Okay? If an item is newsworthy, you can publicize it for free. Now, Alexa, the site Alexa, which is a site which measures website traffic and all that, says that there's some major social media sites that are the most popular. It includes Facebook, it includes Google, Yahoo, and all that. There's so many skills and ways we can promote publicity. We need more publicity. Why is publicity important? There's so much we can say. One, it'll even help us with fundraising. Secondly, it's going to help us, improve the image we have. I mean, some people even think that the Lions Club is a cult. You wouldn't blame them because maybe the part of locality where they stay, they haven't heard so much about the Lions Club. The Lions that I know, the Lions in our district, are doing so much, but we're not reporting, we're not publicizing. That's the real reason, that's the real truth. So I'm going to do 3 or 4 things. Number 1, I'm going to set up a media team to capture every newsworthy event in our district. Okay? That includes covering them by photos, helping them, get into national dailies, even TV stations. That's very key. People need to know about our service. People need to recognize what we're doing as clubs, as individuals, as a district. And that's key. Next thing we're going to do, we have e-club websites. They're free. We're going to insist that every club, has an e-club website. It takes about 5 minutes to set up. And it's free for all Lions clubs. Why are we not doing it? We'll have to insist that this is done. We can put this on our letterheads, we can put this on our complimentary cards, but by all means, people need to see what we're doing. People need to, engage us. People need to, hear more. We need to tell our stories in different forms, different languages, different ways. That's when we'll be reckoned, in Nigeria as the most active, service club. That's what we need to do to, help our membership drive. That's what we need to do. COVID-19 and post-COVID-19 pandemic. Another thing we will need to do is to actively use social media. There's no way we can overemphasize that. For some of us, we even think WhatsApp is social media. WhatsApp is not. It's just a platform. Okay? We need to use, look at a site like Google. Do you know that, you can place your website, it's called search engine optimization, in such a way that if people are looking for charities, they can see you first. Do you know that Google offers Google AdSense, Google Words, things people can use to find you faster? Do you know that we can have paid ads, e-banners on Facebook, and you can target the demographic you're actually looking at? These are simple things and skills we need to revive and imbibe because we need to grow our district. We need to start thinking about the future of our district. Lastly, we need to talk networking. Why is networking important? A lot of us, sorry to say this, in the Lions Club, some of us are not really friends. We have cliques, we have cabals, but I don't want to subscribe to that. We can be better. We need to start doing real networking. Look at what's happening now. There's lots of opportunities for the cottage industry. There are lots of opportunities for people who can produce, any item that will help during this pandemic. CBN is offering, so low interest rates, loans and grants. You understand? We need to take advantage of this. Business networking is very key. What's wrong with us in the Lions Club doing business? Just to further the cause of Lions. What's wrong with the club taking up a business approach, taking up a business challenge, and running it so that the profits, can come to the club and we could use it for service. You understand? And it could even reduce the bill or the dues that Lions are paying. What's wrong with giving a lion a job that you need done in the district? I don't subscribe to, people taking jobs out. I think if we have jobs, let's look inwards first. Let Lions have the right of first refusal. It will put more money in our pockets. It will help us pay our dues. Do you know that if we can network ourselves properly. We can network our business opportunities properly. You know, a lot of lions are going to make so much money. You know, you know, we would have that leverage, you know, to contribute actively to the growth of our district. Okay? We need to have exciting district events and meetings. Okay? What's wrong with having theme parties? What's wrong with having, you know, like one thing I'm thinking about right now, a Lions Marathon. We run for a cause. You know, we say this month we're doing a marathon. We're running because we want to draw people's attention to pediatric cancer. What's wrong with that? We need to do, you know, learn to, you know, do some of these things and also get to publicize them. I like to always tell a story about Leo. Sorry, sorry, Leo Immaculata, if you're hearing me. I use your name so often, but it's because it's the truth. And I think a story will inspire someone too. You know, when we're doing Calabar 2018, of course, I've already told you I was the chairperson of Calabar 2018. I had lots of quotes, you know, for souvenir bags, you know, for the convention. Then I got a quote, and this quote was from a Leo. She was a Leo then. She's now a lion. Sorry, Lion Immaculata Achibon. Okay, sorry, I've exposed you. And when I saw the quote, I'm like, wow, she's a Leo. She needs to be encouraged. You know what we did? We rallied our support behind her. Yes, she was a little bit novice at that time, you know, but we put, you know, our foot down and made sure she got that job. Yes, it was a little challenging, but she delivered. And guess what? Right after that time, she not only delivered for Calabar 2018, she did the bags for our district convention in Abuja, and she did the one we just completed in January in Uyo. What does that tell us? That tells us that we should have a little faith in ourselves. You understand? How will someone have experience if you don't give them the chance? Do you understand? There's a lot of business we're taking outside. I want us to start looking lions. I want us to start looking at the closed circle. Okay? Now, look at even our Lions prayer. Let me recite it. When I attend my Lions Club and break bread at the table, I give a million thanks to God because I know I'm able to meet there with my fellow man. Now listen, to relax and play and sing, to hear the speakers of the day. Why did that come before the other? This is my way of explaining it. You know, people need to be looking forward to some sort of leisure, some sort of rest if you're going to burden them or if you're going to teach and train them with serious stuff. There should also be a time where you play and relax and sing. Okay? It says, relax and play and sing, hear the speakers of the day, and the fine thoughts that they bring. It says, then I realize I have a part. Just then, realize I have a part in caring for the blind. Also the underprivileged. Let's keep them all in mind. Do you see that? Do you see that? We need to go back to the basis. We need to go back to what the founding fathers talked about when we're doing, you know, the Lions Club. You see, all these lofty plans I've enumerated will not work without your support. It will not work without persistence, without hard work, without dedication. And those are my skills. I'm telling you that I have the capacity God has given me to drive and push. I'm an excellent team leader, you know, but I know that I need a team. I can build a good team. Just like the team we built during the Calabar 2018. That team included even PDGs, and all that. So I need your support. I need us to start thinking the new direction. We need to start thinking, you know, about the future of our district. We're living in very uncertain times, trust me. And some experts say, well, they don't know how long this pandemic is going to last. But if it lasts 2 years, if it lasts 3 years, the most important thing is that our business has to go on. Our district must not suffer. And truthfully, our district can even progress better than when we had no pandemic if we are creative. Okay? I'm presenting this to you because I want you to buy into my vision for this district. And also, I would like to pause and listen to suggestions questions, and comments that you may have. Thank you for listening to me. I'm still here, I'm waiting, and I'm eager to answer your questions. Thank you.
And this person is asking, how do you encourage lions, okay? Or how do we encourage members to pay their club dues? Yeah. So those are the questions we'll have at the moment.
Okay. All right. Let me start with the second question. Probably maybe it's fresher on my mind. Okay. It says, how can we encourage members to pay their club dues? You see, from my definition of a quality person, a quality member, you should be a person of at least some means. You should be able to pay your club dues. Okay, I'll start with that. Sorry, I like to say this. I've said it many times. The less privileged cannot serve the less privileged. Sorry, if you're less privileged, this is not really the place for you. But I know that with time, with dedication, with interest, with hard work, you can be an elite. You can change you can increase your streams of income. You can increase your cash flow. Now, the app that I proposed is one of the ways we can encourage members to pay their club dues. That app could have will have payments. We will integrate payment options. My favorite payment option is Paystack. Okay, where we can also host different and integrate different accounts for clubs, on that platform. All right, so that if a member has 2,000 at a time, and that's free money he has, just go on that app and pay 2,000. It goes to your record, and you pay 2,000. Part of the reason why some people find it challenging to pay their dues is that they have to wait till they come to meetings, which is usually scheduled for once a month, before they pay their dues. So if we can introduce all these creative ways, people paying their bills in piecemeal, that would help. That will definitely help. Another thing I would do as district governor, a district governor has the authority to do that. We can give discounts to clubs that are willing to pay their dues within the first month. You understand? You could give that incentive. Clubs, on the other hand, can give that incentive to members to do the same thing. Let me also say this. People who are going to be club officers, it's a suggestion for now. I'm still thinking about it. We'll have to show good example and pay their dues. Sorry, sadly, we have so many, district officers who are still indebted to dues. Club dues in their own clubs, and I don't think that's right. That's not right at all. Now, the second question is that what significant change will you champion? We've said so much. We've talked about so much. If we put all these ideas, these 5, points have been enumerated together, that will cause massive change. It won't only cause massive, it will be a paradigm shift in our thinking. Change is something we should always yearn for and should accept. Do you understand? Change is inevitable. We need to change the way we're doing things right now. If we do all these things, if we do all that I'm saying that we can do, we champion them. I've already enumerated all of them. All you need to do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together all these thoughts of mine. I've already started doing that. I just wanted to do this first, put them together, chronicle them, and then you can take your time and read about all the change that is coming our way. Yeah.
Okay. Now, this question goes like this. I know you're a well-trained lion. How will you put your training experience to play as a vice district governor? Then the next one says, how are you going to ensure that there will be synergy amongst clubs in your district?
For our district. Well, that's yeah. I know that training is very key. Training is important, you know. Now, I would like to take it a step further, you know. Adults, we adults learn at a slower pace. We adults, you know, learn a little, you know, we learn by doing, okay? We're going to do our best to break down all our training modules into simple, digestible steps, okay? Because when you make training interesting and make, you know, training easy and simple, you know, it's very easy to get people to be interested. Do you understand? Another thing that I'm going to do, I have, you know, put down on my mind I'm going to do, we're going to take export trainings to regions. We're going to have GLT region coordinators, not just a GLT district coordinator. You know, the problem is that we only get to train most of the time when we're at district events, either it's a district cabinet meeting, you know, and all that. That's not enough. That's not enough. We need more knowledgeable lions. We need to get people more interested in training. So we'll do that, make sure that every region, even if it means being funded by the district, every region has a region GLT coordinator that will have the time, energy, you know, and put resources together to ensure that trainings are done, you know, regularly, and the trainings are effective. All right? That's one way. The third way I'm going to propose is seriously, lions need to start getting interested in training. Do you understand? You can take a horse to the river, you can't force the horse to drink that water. So please, it's an appeal, it's a burden I have in my heart. You know, we need to also change our attitude. I think that if people see, you know, change coming from leadership, you know, they'll also adjust. If people see that, you know, leadership is interested in actually furthering, you know, their lives, excellence in life, you know, and all that, and workplace, they'll also sit up. When they see that this training, you know, adjust and meets their needs and can help them also not just be a knowledgeable lion, but can help them, you know, increase their cash flow and put some more money in their pockets, I think they'll be genuinely interested. When they see testimonials coming from trainings and all that, they'll be more interested. The second question is, how will you ensure that clubs work in synergy? The greatest assets we have to do that is our zone chairpersons. You'd readily agree with me that, sorry, our zone chairpersons are a little redundant, probably because the region chairs are very active. Do you understand? Now, zone chairs are supposed to handle between 4 to 8 clubs. It's supposed to be, you know, like the look over or cater for 4 to 8 clubs. You know, right now in our district, since we're still a growing district, it's about 3 clubs. You know, 3 clubs is smaller and easier to manage. You know, so what we can do is have zone chairs, make sure that these clubs, you know, this set of 3 clubs or 4 clubs or 5 are working properly in harmony. They're doing joint projects. They're doing even joint investiture, you know, ceremonies. That's where we can cut down costs. When they see that cost is, you know, down, when they see that, you know, they can leverage on resources, you know, the synergy will just, you know, flow seamlessly. So that's one major thing I think we're going to look at. Zone chairpersons, the role of our zone chairpersons. What our region chairpersons are doing right now is what zone chairs ought to be doing. We need to reverse that trend and we need to get things working right. Yeah, next question, please.
All right. I have another question here. Okay, now the next question we'll have here is, someone says, it seems to me that most of these great innovations you're proposing will only come to fruition when you become the DG. So what happens between when you become second vice district governor, and then. The next question is, how do we encourage and support the Leos towards full participation and growth in Lions activities? That's it.
All right. I'll start with the first question. As the second vice district governor, your work starts there. You see, this journey is a 4-year term. It starts with when you're second vice, then you go to first vice, then you're the DG, and then you become the IPDG, the immediate past district governor. Now, the role of a second vice district governor is support. And another thing a second vice district governor is supposed to do is supposed to liaise with, the GLT team, the global leadership team, and the DG team. You're also supposed to help promote awareness, about Lions Club and all that, and lots of other assignments as assigned by the DG. So once you are second vice, the work starts there. And of course, with my relationship, I relate very well with people. With my relationship with the present second vice district governor, Linda Odu-Pesei, who is going to be moving to first vice, and also my relationship with Lion Sonia Loma, who is the first vice, who will be our DG come July 1st. I think that I work very well and closely with them. Some of these ideas, some of these innovations, we'll begin to implement before even I'm district governor. That would be my joy. That would be my pride. Someone who is working hard and working well doesn't care who gets the credits. Yeah. So that's my strength. That's my forte, and I know that we can do that effectively. The other question is, how do I encourage and support the Leos? Well, there's a lot to do there, I must admit. There's really, really, really so much to do. But it's not a challenge that we can't surmount. I like sharing experiences. I hope you don't mind. Again, I hope you won't get tired of hearing me say I was a multiple district chairperson for Calabar 2018. If there's any Leo on this platform who was a Leo about that period, or any Lion who was keen following up our activities, I would think and I would say that was one of the conventions the Leos enjoyed a lot. The Leos had all their full kits. They had seamless and peaceful elections. And what we tried to do was that once they registered and they had a tag, any event the Lions attended, they could also attend the same event. Do you understand? Whatever, and that's how it's supposed to be. The Leo Club is an offshoot, an affiliate of the Lions Club. It is also training ground for them in leadership, experience, and orientation. So whatever we're going to, not just seminars, whatever it is that we're enjoying, we should find a way to cascade that benefit to the Leos. That's the way they're going to be carried along. Now, I also said something when I was talking about membership and talking about the Leos. We need to, zero in into empowerment training. I didn't say we will give them empowerment. I'm not a strong believer in palliatives. I believe that you can do palliatives, but in the long run, you need to give them what it takes to also be a palliative giver. And that is increasing their business or entrepreneurial acumen. Not all of us will, work with white-collar companies. Do you understand? So that's one of the biggest. So whoever is going to be the Leo program chairperson must be someone who understands this vision, who understands exactly what we're trying to do. And it's key. The Leos are part of our future. If we nurture them well, and we treat them well, and we train them properly, we'll have better Lions, we'll have increase in membership recruitment, we'll have a district that is great, that we can, some of our greatest Lions today, are Leo club members. Lion Linda Odu was a Leo. Lion T.S. Adewumi was a Leo. Lion Sam Ekbuk was a Leo. Even Lion Patrick Eneokon was the Leo. So part of my agenda, part of our agenda, will be to support the Leos. But let me also say this before I end that my response on that question. You know, a moving ship on the water is easier to steer. We can sit down here and talk about all of this. When we get into office, because of the plans and the things we've already said we'll set out to do, we can adjust to the left and adjust to the right. But I know that in the end, just like Calabar 2018, the Leos will be better for it. Thanks, yeah.
Thank you, Lion Charles. Now we're going to take the last question. And the question is, these days, people are appointed guiding lions when they are neither trained nor verified by LCI. What is your view on this? That will be our last question for this session.
My view is simple. At every point in time, we should follow what the Lions Club Constitution says. We have a Lions Constitution which says that you must be a certified guiding lion, and of course you must be appointed by the district governor. Yeah, we need guiding lions to be certified guiding lion, and the way it works is that after 3 years, you need to revalidate your certificate as a guiding lion, because there might be changes, there might be innovations which you're not aware of, and all that. I mean, look at it, it's very simple. If you're not trained as a guiding lion, if you're not certified as a guiding, how are you going to guide the clubs? How do you know what to do per time? There's actually a program. When I was GLT coordinator, I remember that I trained 21 guiding lions and they got their certificates. After that, because you're going to have to write an exam, and the nuggets and the truths you get from there are invaluable. If you don't have that, just tell me how can you teach a club? How can you, groom a new club? You're supposed to actually be with them for 6 months, attend their meetings, expose them, nurture them, growth, make sure that they understand, put them through. It's just like babies and all that. So that's my frank answer. I know that maybe some people will not like my answer, but we owe ourselves as lions to tell ourselves the truth, and that's it. Yeah.
Hello? Okay, all right. Okay, so thank you. Sorry, but I think I have another question.
Yeah.
I think we will just take this last one. It just came. Yes, please. For the participants, if you have more questions, can you send it privately to me and we will give you a feedback after the session, because we'll have a time scheduled for the meeting for people to be able to attend to their other engagements. Now this one says, in most, if not all district elections, we spend money in campaign and preparing for posts. That money can be channeled to Lions cause. What is your take on it? Thank you.
All right. Guilty as charged, but I must say this. Yes, let me use myself as an example. Yes, we've spent some monies for campaigns, for this campaign in particular. I may be wrong, but I think it's one of the most expensive campaigns in the history of our district. I may be wrong. It's just my opinion. Okay? But also, let me also say this. Most of the funds we got for our campaign were given to us by people. We raised the funds. We did fundraising. Okay? That's why when we couldn't do the campaign visits, we turned around and said, yes, this money should be used for projects, service projects. That's why we did the Easter food baskets. That's why we put up the billboards we did, and there's even one other one coming up. That's why we did the palliatives. We did, some for even, some of our people, and also did the hand wash events in collaboration with the Cross River State government. That's why we put out those funds. I believe that public funds are public funds. My campaign manager is here. I think I've seen him as one of the participants. He can confirm that, we have spent all the money, most of the monies we got from fundraising on the campaign and for service activities. Yes, I agree. Going forward, we need to find a way. We need to make some reforms. I agree with you. Some people might not be able to raise the kind of funds we've raised, and I'm not going to tell you how much we raised, so don't even look at me. And then we need to find a way to stem that tide. We need to ensure that, most of our fundraising, if we have the skills, should actually go for what people need the most, which is service, affecting lives, touching people. You need to see, how much impact our service made. Whenever I think about the Easter food baskets, sometimes tears come to my eye. There's a particular lady, we presented a gift to, palliative, gave a bag of rice and some other items. And you know what she told me in Efik language? She said, "Eyen, nyena koko." That means, my son, I don't have money. And I'm like, oh, no, madam. This is for free. This is from the Lions Club. So you see, we use that opportunity to even actively promote the Lions. A lot of them don't know Charles Itu. A lot of them know the bigger brand, Lions Club International. And I'm happy that we were able to do that at a time like this, complement and supplement the efforts of our districts and our very hardworking district governor. I want to publicly commend him for all that he's doing. And
all right, thank you so much. Thank you. It's been a wonderful session. Thank you for all the questions that were sent in. To all the participants, I want to say thank you. Okay, and while I would want to recognize everyone that is present here, but we'll have a whole lot of participants. I can't call in everybody by name, but we've all been wonderful, we've all been amazing, and I trust, that we've been able to, the aspirant has been able to express himself, express his intentions and his vision for the district. At the end of this whole session, what are we asking for? We're asking for you to vote for our candidate, Lion Charles Itu, MJF, NLCF, in our forthcoming, district election. Okay, the election has been scheduled to hold via electronic models, e-balloting, and I want to encourage everyone. I will wish to plead with everyone. Okay, this is a knowledgeable lion. This is a certified lion. He is an innovative lion. He is a lion with, that is passionate about service. He is a lion that is poised to do great things for our district. He is a lion that doesn't just do things anyhow. He is a game changer. Okay, and so we are asking, this is a lion for our district, for the future of our district. The world is not going to be the same after the coronavirus pandemic. A lot will be dependent on, the digital platform. And we'll have a candidate who is vast, who is knowledgeable, okay, and who has the capacity to bring his wealth of knowledge for the progress and for the success of our district. And so I'm employing everyone. Okay, I know we are club leaders. We'll have club leaders here. We'll have district officers. We have region officers. We have club secretaries. We'll have delegates from different clubs. Let's go back. Okay, we need you to just gather all your votes for our candidates. At the end of it all these are grammar. All these are story. It's for you to support this our candidate, Lion Charles Itu, and make sure that he is going to occupy that position of the second vice district governor for district 404A2.